Greetings, fellow conquerors and fellow Romans, and welcome back to Byzantium, here in EU4, Rights of Man, where, at last, we have a second to just kind of sit down and breathe and think about our situation. You know, I recorded the majority of the episodes that you've probably watched before this in a single session, which is why I haven't really been replying to any feedback as of yet. Someone had a great idea to Royal Marry Trebizond, but unfortunately Trebizond is now a vassal of QQ with a 40% liberty desire. You know, maybe we can get over there and liberate them, or better yet, make them our own vassal. At any rate, first of all, big noob mistake. You know, do as I say, not as I do. We didn't turn, you know, Macedonia into a state, which means we weren't really getting anything out of owning it, even though it's our core. But now our income situation should be significantly better. Our force limit should go up as well. I think we're gonna turn Thessaly into a state as well, and I don't think we're gonna do that to Plovdiv, which would be in Bulgaria, because we haven't cored it yet, and probably because the I don't know, the autonomy probably wouldn't be too bad, even though it's wrong culture. It is right religion, so we're gonna let a month pass, and a lot of people have been saying, the Ottomans have rivaled us. Why? How did this happen? I don't know. I'm very confused. At any rate, let's think about our situation. So, our truce with the Ottomans expires in 1485. Ideally, we would like to not wait this long to get into another war. Now, Venice is allied to Genoa, and Venice actually makes for a very tempting target. Because of their alliance situation, because of how few vassals they have. I think we actually might be able, I don't know, nah, with only 25 ships, I don't think we would be able to match the Venetian navy, per se. But with the aid of the Austrians, or another ally willing to join, I'm almost certain we would be able to just obliterate the Venetians if we were to attack them. Of course, Austria being the only ally of ours that's really still, like, doing okay. Let's see, the Teutonic Order Conquest of Notek. So, right, we declined the call to war against the Teutonic Order, and I think it was, the Teutonic Order, Livonian Order, Hungary, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and Bavaria, and we really wanted to, you know, of all those countries, we wanted Hungary to stay away. Because we just weren't quite ready to deal with that yet. We're still a very, we're a bit of a fledgling nation. Now, turning those states into territories has given us a ducat more per month, which means we can definitely afford to get some more troops. I think we definitely need to up our cavalry to 4. Get that squared away. That way we actually have a pretty decent, cavalry presence, so to speak. Now, interestingly, the Ottomans haven't apparently embraced, what's it called? The Ottomans haven't embraced the Renaissance yet, from what I can tell. And if they have, I mean, maybe they have. But the point is, right now, they're a tech behind us, which is interesting for military tech, because they have a 5 military leader. Then again, our Jagellan, 455, is... he's doing pretty well for himself. I think it's safe to say. Now, we do have to worry about these Bulgarian separatists firing. But yeah, let's take a moment to just kind of relax and look at the world around us. England is still maintaining his presence in Europe, and more to the point, he's actually taking land from Burgundy in an offensive war, from what I can tell, which is very nice. France has expanded into what appears to be Provence and Savoy. Castile, Aragon, and Portugal all just kind of seem to be sitting there. Portugal has taken a fefew provinces from Morocco, but I think it's only like 1, right? Yeah, he's taken Tangiers, and that's pretty much it. So, how's Sweden doing? Oh yeah, his liberty desire is 100%. And, of course, the only person supporting his independence is Scotland. Now, as we can see, Desmond, still alive for the time being. I imagine that he's going to, at some point, wake up and kill this pretender, Sligo. If you don't get the reference, it's a callback to my England campaign where we vassalized Desmond to have, like, an Irish vassal. And, turns out Desmond is a very special vassal indeed. On a serious note, Desmond actually gets some crazy good ideas. We are going to get, the Empire. Every time I say the Empire runs on paper, I'm getting 50 admin points. So just bear that in mind. Ooh. The skills of the Basilissa. Ever since Teresa Benedicta arrived at court, she has taken a great interest in the administrative affairs of Byzantium. It has reached a point where I think it's Basilissa, has become something of an authority on matters relating staff and running the castle. Trusted not only by the Basilius himself, but by the nobility in general. Rarely has the Empire seen such efficiency. We get royal efficiency for 20 years. Minus 10% administrative tech cost. Wow! Woohoo! Check that out. What can you do? Like, she's a von Habsburg. I guess we should have expected this, right? I've heard good things about their dynasty, though I've never had them myself up until this point in my EU4 career. See, if we can get a liturgical reform, we can get 5 patriarchal authority, or gain 10 legitimacy and lose 5 authority. I think we just go for the authority, since authority lowers local unrest anyway, and our legitimacy is likely to not be high enough by the time that Alexios VI dies, and his son, who also has a weak claim, takes the throne. It's very possible we may have a chance to get a pretender dynasty, and if it's a proper... first of all, if he's better than a 4-4-4, we'll consider it. If not, then we're probably obviously going to try to crush the rebels. Now, one thing we should be wary about is okay, the Bulgarian separatists are going to have 13k rebels, which we can definitely deal with. That's going to be perfectly fine. Now, it's interesting to note we are Eastern Tech Group, but I don't know if it's worth having the extra 2 cav. Specifically, I don't know. I mean, we are rich. We are rolling in it. However, it could also be nice to have some merc infantry for our manpower situation. But I think for the time being, we're gonna hold off and just let it be, because when we actually go to war, then our ducat situation will not seem as good as it actually is. Now, we could pick up reduced corn costs, but I think instead, for the time being, I'm gonna shoot for admin tech 7 so that we can pick up our first military idea group. See, once again, the truce with the Ottomans ends in 1485, so we've got 6 years to get some work done here. So we're going to start fabricating claims on the Ottomans, and as well, we're going to attempt to fabricate claims on Venice as well, our rival for obvious reasons. Now, if we look at Venice, there's no doubt, I think, that the Austrian army would be more than capable of crushing the Venetians. However, beating the Genoans as well may prove to be difficult. Serbia has a truce for how long? It ends this year. So if we get rid of that modifier, I think honestly he would be willing to accept, but the problem is that our current diplomatic reputation, if I can find where they put it in the I guess it would be under the diplomacy tab. Yeah, we're currently at -1 diplomatic reputation, and we don't have a statesman to hire, which is a problem because we would obviously really like to do that and get that diplomatic reputation. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I think we want to put on administrative focus because our military tech is ahead of time, and the most we would basically get out of it at this point would be to either develop our provinces or hire a general. Since I'm not playing the Cossacks and I can't do certain military-based actions with the aristocracy, I think it was. Rather than I think this is one of the few times where you take the stability hit over the autonomy. Which is unfortunate, but, it is what it is. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and throw on administrative focus. And while we're at peace, I think it would also behoove us to hire an advisor. And I think we're going to go with the yearly inflation reduction guy. we don't really need a military advisor at the moment because our tech is already so high ahead of time. So we're gonna hire the the trader instead, and I think we can get a really cool event with these two. I think it was the Master of Mint and the trader. So let's hold out. Let's hold out for that. I'm hopeful, but we'll see what happens. Now, one thing about EU4, you never know what kind of effects your actions are going to have on the rest of the world. By weakening the Ottomans, we could see a strong QQ. We could see a strong Mamluks, which is, and they may even become a worse threat, potentially, than the Ottomans. Although, it's probably not likely, considering we're going to be much more likely to embrace institutions before our enemies do. The Ottomans are now supporting the independence of Georgia. It would be great if we could catch the Ottomans in a war with someone other than us, so that we could actually get across the strait and take some of their Turkish holdings. Who am I kidding? Those aren't Turkish holdings. Those are Roman holdings that have been taken from us. And we naturally want to get them back so we can restore the theme system. Which would be like our first, our first thing to try to get to here. Although triumph for Greece, the Balkans, etc., would be a good thing as well. We get 50 diplo power from the Byzantine event. Oh, Georgia is preparing to declare independence, so even if we don't defeat the Ottomans, we may be able to significantly weaken them. If we look at their military, now that we've taken some of their Greek holdings, their force limit's 35, much as it was in the beginning of the game, but the actual amount of troops they're fielding is only 23,000, with 7,000 mercenaries too. So, just something to consider. The Bulgarian separatists getting closer to firing. Venice is actually fabricating claims on us, which is interesting. We're going to fabricate a claim on Negroponte or Euboea, or Euboea, I guess it would be. But we're going to fabricate claims on, the Ottomans as well. And specifically, we want to take back, I think, the Balkans and Greece first. Specifically Greece, since it's accepted culture. But also, we do want to expand into Anatolia, once again. We have the spirit of conquest in us as proper Romans. And peace would not suit us. Ever. Okay, Bulgarian separatists are getting close to firing. We are going to go ahead and kick up army maintenance. We get available mercenaries up. But yeah, it's important to note that with our army the way it is, we're going to be losing some money while we're doing this. Only 0.03, but. And it looks like the Ottomans are going to have a serious economic hit here with all these peasants taking over their land. We do have some Byzantine separatists here in Corfu, which is pretty exciting. Because hopefully, if Venice doesn't do anything about it. Actually, I don't think they have enough troops to win the siege. So they're just going to sit there till the end of time, I guess. Which is fine. I mean, whatever, but. Now, we are losing money, but we also do have advisors, so that's something else to consider. If we look at our autonomy map mode, one thing I found... Oh, hey, we get a traveling minstrel. We could get 1 stability or 10 prestige and a skill 2 artist. I think we take the stability. Free stability is just so nice. I find it really hard to pass it up, ever. And this is interesting because we have started to neighbor the Serbians, and, I don't want to turn on them. At least not yet. They've proven to be a valuable ally, in defeating the Ottomans. And, credit where credit is due. They do actually get, that manpower recovery speed and reinforced speed is really nice, actually. I do find Serbian ideas to be quite good. And I actually kind of enjoy playing them for that reason. I like this whole region, even though the starts are usually difficult, but I digress. We are Romans. We're going to do Roman things. Let's fabricate on a Kocheli, I think it would be. It won't be that name for long, mind you. Not for too much longer, anyway. Yep, we got 3 years of a truce with the Ottomans left. Now, Austria, weirdly enough, is actually friendly towards Venice. So for the time being, we're probably going to leave them alone. Our general, unfortunately, has died. As a result, we're going to roll a new one. We get a 5 with 3 zeros. You know what? Sure. Let's use him. Sir, firearms haven't even been invented yet. Use the guns. Okay. Let's spend the Diplo power. Don't want to make Serbia mad. At least not yet. You know, this is why they say the player should never be trusted in the diplomacy screen. Let's see. We can fabricate another claim. We can fabricate on Crete, which I think we absolutely do. We get 50 military power from the Byzantine event. These events are so old. Like, they're so, like, they're kind of like OP, if we're being 100% honest. But not that I really mind. Anyway, it's been kind of a quiet episode. Got a chance to catch up with you guys, which is pretty fun. Oh, but we do have some rebels, but we're going to deal with them in the next one. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.